Yo, what's good, YouTube? ZAMCRO here, aka Scoot, back with the International Trainers League, and we've got Week One pick'ems here. So I'm gonna be going through who I think's gonna, I'm gonna pick who I think's gonna win in the match, and you may see some green underscores under some team names here. That's gonna be the teams I think are gonna win their Week One matches, and obviously they're facing off against the team, you know, um, across from them. So the Montreal Infernos are taking on the Rocky Mountain Marowaks, and I think Montreal Infernos will grab that, and so on and so forth. So any team with the green line underneath is who I think is going to win, and I'm going to talk about their matchups a little bit, just briefly. Um, Not really their matchup, but their squads a little bit. I suppose I should say that instead. But yeah, for the first matchup, we'll go in order from top to bottom. We've got the Montreal Infernos and the Rocky Mountain Marowaks, and I think the Montreal Infernos are going to win. Like I mentioned earlier, they have what I consider the best squad in this draft, and Sebi's coaching it. Sebi's coaching the best squad in the draft. That's scary to me. I think he's going to start off like he's been on fire lately in leagues. He won the minor Pokemon League. He went like 7-0 or something in the regular season and got a ticket to the finals, and then showed up in finals as well and won it. And he's playing in the PBF with me in one of my leagues, or a league that I administrate for now and manage for now. And he opened up week one with a fire squad, and I think he'll do the same here. He's got Celesteela, which is a Z-move user. He's got Clefable and Hydreigon, a very awesome Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and he's facing off against the Rocky Mountain Marowaks, which they have a pretty scary squad too. One of the scariest in my opinion, with Garchomp, Mega Lopunny, Nidoqueen, Bronzong. But I just feel like Sebi has a small advantage with Celesteela Celesteela is the ace in the hole in my opinion for this matchup. I think Celesteela and Mega Alakazam's speed allows him to have checks to basically all of Alpha's squad, as well as having a way to revenge kill it with like Mega Alakazam. It's just so fast, and I think that's going to be the difference. Is Celesteela, Mega Alakazam is the difference in that matchup. So next up we got the Zagreb Zangooses. I wasn't corrected, so that's probably how you say it. I'm still not sure. Facing off against the Sydney Sharpedos. Both of these squads were ranked highly amongst my drafts in my post-draft power rankings, and I expect this to be a phenomenal match. We have the Zygarde 50%, the Mega Scizor, Victini, and Licky Licky is a threat with Marin Varen. And then we've got the, excuse me, I said Licky Licky was a threat. I don't mean it like it's an offensive threat or anything like that, but that blob, it just don't die. But Gypsy King is the best player of all time, in my opinion, and he's got Magearna, Tornadus Therian, Kieran Black, and I don't really see him losing the match, um, purely based on him having those three mods and being the best in the format. There's no like sugarcoating that. He's got Trick Room Essence. He doesn't necessarily have the matchup per se, but like I think it should be a solid one. I don't really like it goes like he's got Magearna. Magearna can take advantage of squads with either Trick Room or Shift Gear. It could be an Assault Vest variant. I don't really see it being like a defensive variant in this matchup. I do expect it to be something like Trick Room or like Shift Gear or something like that, and probably the key to winning. And next up, we got the Wisconsin Weezing taking on the Venus Shamans. And I think this is the hardest match to call because I think these players, in terms of skill, are matched caliber for caliber, and their squads are. Venus actually, Carson has a pretty solid squad. I like his squad a lot more than I like Helmy's squad, but Helmy also is a very strange drafter and a strange builder, and he plays strange, so he could definitely win. But I do think the combination of Tapu Koko, Landers Incarnate being sheer force, having Snorlax on the squad, Gothitelle being able to trap things like, like it does with Shadow Tag, and just his threats in general. I think not maybe not necessarily the matchup as Wisconsin and Helmy pack the Landers, Therian, Jirachi, Mega Venusaur, so on and so forth. and they have a really scary squad too. But I just think the combination of Coco and Landers Incarnate specifically are going to be able to whittle down the opposing squad. If you can get past the Mega Venusaur, that is, which I think you can trap it with Gothitelle and eliminate the Mega Venusaur. So that's the general idea on why I think that match is going to go the way I think it's going to go. And next up, we got the New York Cosmog taking on the Goldenrod Zipstrikers, which is another fantastic matchup in terms of players and their drafts. I love it. And New York Cosmogs actually rock a very, very scary squad, one of the higher ranked squads on my power rankings. And this is week 1, so not much has changed. He's got the Mega Latios, Zeraora, Ferrothorn, so on and so forth. But if you look at Sky's squad, he's got Mega Gallade, Zapdos, Nihilego. Mega Gallade in itself has like enough bulk to take on hits from things that are faster than it, such as Zeraora, and can one-shot things like Ferrothorn with close combat, Crocodile with close combat, Tentacruel with Zen Headbutt, and so on and so forth. He doesn't really have a switch in to the Mega Gallade, but at the same time, I guess once the Donphan potentially goes down, I think maybe Zeraora has a pretty solid time with Sky's team as well. So I guess it comes down to who plays better and who preserves their win conditions best. But it could definitely go either way. But I do think Skyrise will win that matchup. Skyrise seems to he's got really, really solid prep. He uses berries phenomenally and things like that. So I think he'll take the cake. He's also got Weavile on his squad, which can bop the Mega Latios, and it can pursuit trap things like Miss Magius, potentially get rid of Talonflame and Decidueye. So yeah, it's a really solid mon overall. Or, I mean, a matchup overall, and I think that'll be a solid game. So the next matchup is actually the San Francisco Arcaniners coming out of retirement, taking on one of the hottest teams in draft format right now, the Portland Crobats, coming off like his 9th title or something like that. And a lot of people call him the GOAT. He is definitely one of the top 10 players in draft league format, definitely. And I do think George, coming out of retirement, has a little uphill battle facing off against Aki to start the match. Not to say that his matchup's bad or anything like that. He does have Mew, Heatran, things like that could combat things on Aki's squad. But Aki's got Mega Mawile, Manaphy. He's got that Aurora Veil, and I think it'll be hard to combat Aurora Veil plus setup, and especially just coming out of and getting back into the groove of things. But then again, George could take a lot of mock battles real serious. I don't know how invested he's going to be into proving he's still got no dust on him, no rust on him, so on and so forth. But the last matchup is going to be the New Orleans Faints and the Reno Reggies, and this is the defending champ taking on Eric, who is I guess he's a playoff contender from maybe last season and other leagues, and he's definitely got they both got solid squads. I really like the Reno Reggie squad with Infernape and Mamoswine. And then you got the New Orleans Faints, who have that fat squad with Greninja and Zardex, which is pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. However, I do think the Reno Reggies will come out on this one. Like, Lele's just too strong. He doesn't have like setup. Lele could potentially just 1v1 this entire squad. Calm Mind Psyshock, it will break Chansey, it will beat the Cresselia 1v1, and he doesn't have a switch in outside of those two mons. So I do think Tapu Lele is the key to that matchup. I don't know if I actually mentioned the key to the other matchups, but I think Alolan Ninetales is the key in the Portland Crobats matchup if they bring it, because it's just so good with the Veil to set up things like Mega Mawile and Manaphy on this squad specifically, which is really scary. And then I think Skyrise's Mega Gallade and potentially the Weavile could be the difference maker, especially them working together like that. So maybe that's like a two-mon combo there. And like I mentioned with the Venus Shamans earlier, I think Tapu Koko and Landers Incarnate are the difference makers in that matchup. Magirna is the difference maker in the second matchup. And then in the first matchup, I think Celesteela and the Mega Alakazam are the difference makers. But yeah, that's going to be my week 1 pick'ems. I know this is not like the most quality type video or anything like that. It's not too big on graphics or anything like that, or showing the matchup in general. I will leave the doc in the description if you want to look at a more in-depth matchup or something like that. As a fan, as a coach, I'm sure you guys don't care because you guys know your squads. But yeah, that's going to be it. So let me know what you guys, who do you guys think is going to win? You know, leave your pick'ems in the comments or something like that. But yeah, this is my week 1 pick'ems. We got the Montreal Infernos, Sydney Sharpedos, Venus Shamans, Goldenrods Strikers, Portland Crowbats, and the Reno Reggies winning in week 1. Let's see what's going to happen. So let me know what you think. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.